Women change their minds less often than men do. They snore less, they fight less, masturbate less. Women feel more pain than men do. They age later in life, but wrinkle earlier. They don't lose weight as easily, but rich women are thinner than rich men. Women are different. Women have always been different. But does it really matter? It matters. It matters very much. Women are stepping out of their stereotype roles and dominating areas originally intended as the male haven, the gym. Men are no longer the undisputed lords and masters, and they don't understand why. Catherine Kelly, who is the managing editor of Bodybuilding Monthly and a number of other bodybuilding magazines. Catherine, you have an awful lot to answer for. You're here trying to promote women superior to men. I can't believe that, Catherine.
It's what women have always known all along, James, and what men don't yet realise.
It's a very worrying situation, this, Catherine. Now, you're saying that women, ordinary women, housewives, people like that, should be getting in the gym and building their bodies up.
Well, basically, women have always done that type of thing, physical activity, whether it was ironing, washing, cleaning, down the old wash house for a family of 14. So physical jerks are nothing new to them. They're now transporting it into the gym.
Physical jerks are fine. I mean, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, a little scrubbing, a little cooking, a little cleaning, that's fine. That keeps them fit. Why do you want them building up their bodies and dominating men? It's not good, you know.
No, I don't want it. The women are wanting it. They're realising that when they go into gym and build themselves, they're not only building their bodies, what they're finding, the knock-on effect is they're building their confidence and their self-esteem, which for many years now women have not had, and you know that more than anyone.
I don't know that more than anyone at all, Catherine. I mean, I'm really concerned about this because, as I understood it, women were lovely, gentle, sweet, feminine creatures. And, I mean, this is the front cover of one of your magazines. I mean, get a look at this. I mean, are you suggesting that every housewife, every girlfriend, every young lady is going to look like this?
No, what we're talking about here are two entirely different things in the word bodybuilding. We have competitive bodybuilding, where people can take their bodies to the extremes for the sake of the sport. What we're talking about generally for the people in the street is building the body. Now, anyone who goes into a gym and uses weights or any resistance form of training, swimming, that's going to shape the body or change it, they are bodybuilding.
Women working out and developing their bodies in these ways, I mean, do they all go to the gym to do this now?
No, very few women will enter a gym saying, I want a 16-inch bicep. They generally tend to go to lose weight. And with all the fashions and fads in dieting and so on, they realise that by weight training, they can keep the weight off, and not only that, they can look firm. And that's where they find that's what works. Yeah, but a lot of people tell me, listen, Catherine, reading this article at the beginning, I mean, here you are saying apparently that women masturbate less than men. I mean, why is that of interest anyway? I mean, what point were you trying to make there? Really, when women are going into the gym, they're finding that they're not only controlling their bodies, they're starting to control their lives. So in controlling their bodies, they're becoming more aware of their bodies, and they're now becoming aware of who they are and their own sexuality and what they're all about. What happens when a woman bodybuilder wants to actually have a baby? I mean, does that sort of affect the internal organs of her body or not? Not at all. In fact, it would probably make her more healthy. Her muscles are toned and firm, and she is generally more healthy. Now, Catherine, that picture on the wall behind you, that's the front cover of your new magazine, the new edition of your magazine. What is it supposed to mean? I mean, a couple of bodies intertwined. I'm not sure which is which either. Basically, what we're saying with this is girls are on top in this issue. For the first time in a bodybuilding magazine, we are looking at what affects women in the gym, women in their lives, their health and their fitness. OK, for the moment, thank you very much indeed. I'm a bit concerned about this putting women on top, but still, never mind. What do you think about firming up women's bodies? If you've got any views on women bodybuilding, ring us on this number now.
46 1000, James Whale.
Right, well, welcome to the first programme in the new series of the James Whale radio show, and here we are at the telephones, and they're all buzzing away at the moment. If you want to ring us, the number again, 0532 46 1000, and this time you can also fax us as well. We've had several faxes, This apparently is my body. You can't really see that from there. Don't worry about it. You may get a closer look a little bit later on. And one of our regular contributors, a gentleman called Trevor Banana, says that seeing that you're going out on the national network now, he says, I, a poor banana, am forced to write to you about the current status of Wales, Fargo and Wales Mail. He's very concerned that we're using more faxes. This is the fax machine. You can call us on this now. And he thinks that poor people like him aren't going to be able to use it, which is a bit of a shame, really. But of course, Trevor, you know, you'll have to buy a fax, otherwise you can't get into the show. So if you want to fax us, the number 0532 421 830, and you may send us a fax of your body. We're looking at keeping healthy tonight. We're also looking at iridology. That's what happens when you look into somebody's eyes a little bit later on. We've got some music. Bernard Manning, we hope, is going to call in later too. So all that to come between now and 2 o'clock. But first, hear the Frasier Chorus and their new video right here. Whoa, wonderful. There we are. Those were the Frasier Chorus and their new single, which is, of course, their new video as well. This is Martin. Okay, Martin, let's walk into the studio. Martin is a nutritionist, all right? Martin Felt. And Martin also has some pretty interesting views on ecology and how that's affecting our health. In fact, perhaps you'd explain, Martin.
Yeah, basically what's taking place now in the environment is as the greenhouse effect is destroying the immune system of the planet, it's also affecting our health as well. And we're very concerned because we realize that nutrition now becomes a very important way that people can adapt to the changes in the environment.
Yeah.
And we feel that we need to make adjustments in our diet.
Yeah.
And also to make some preparation to supplement the diet with specific vitamins and other nutrients.
So basically, it's quite worrying that what we're doing is mutating into completely different sorts of beings than we were maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Well, there's evidence to suggest that the amount of toxic waste which is finding its way into the food chain, into the soil and the water, and various things like this.
You don't mind if I work while we're talking?
Carry on.
Yeah, okay.
That this is
Mary Ann Gray, by the way. And, you'll find out while I'm doing this a little later on. Yeah, go on.
So what we're saying is that basically we have to make these adjustments to adjust to the various climactic conditions which are changing.
Is it really that serious, or are you just sort of doing it as something?
Well, no, we're not making a sensational issue about it.
Okay.
But what we are suggesting is that people can make adjustments in their diet.
Right.
And also change some of their lifestyle factors to manage
Okay, we'll find
the
out
stress.
more in a few moments, Martin. For the moment, thank you. Find out whilst I'm oiling Hannah up a little bit later on. We'll be back after this. Okay, I'm greasy as well. Martin, is that really healthy for people?
Well, I think what you have to appreciate is that there's a movement taking place now throughout this country and throughout all the Western world, where really the gym is becoming the new temple or the new church for many people in a certain way to look after their health.
So it's like a new religion?
Well, not really a new religion, but it's that...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find out in a few minutes. Let's go over and talk to Joanne, who's over here. And, excuse my back, a body-looking lady as well. Now, Joanne, you're a powerlifting champion, aren't you?
Yes, I train specifically for my sport.
Yeah, which is what?
Powerlifting.
Well, what does powerlifting mean?
It means incorporating 3 lifts, a squat, a bench and a deadlift.
Now, I'm told that you've bulked up. Is that right?
That's right, I've put some weight on.
You're a pretty... If I was to call you fat, though, that would be wrong, wouldn't it?
That would be very wrong.
And most unkind. Because all this down here, this is all muscle. Yes? Well, you carry on. You carry on. We'll get round to her a little later. I really wanted to have a word with some of these girls about this, whether it was feminine or not. I don't like to upset them, really, knowing what a sexist I am. Now, Marianne, you were doing the routine for us. This is what you do when you go into competition, isn't it?
That's correct, yes.
But you didn't go to the gym basically to start off doing this. Why did you go to the gym in the first place?
Well, mainly to do with keeping fit. And my brother was a competitive bodybuilder initially.
And did you actually like the way that his body looked at the time?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
I think he's got a good body.
Okay, thank you for that. At the beginning of the programme, you saw Tracy, who is over here. Now, Tracy, your body, although beautiful, isn't developed quite the same way as these other girls, is it?
No, we're the figure end of the spectrum.
You've been doing it for how long?
We've done 10 months now.
Yeah.
Lost about 2.5 stone just through training and dieting.
So you're totally different to Joanne, who we talked to first of all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Different, yes.
Will you, in maybe another 10 months, will you look like Mary or not?
No, because we train slightly different.
Yeah.
We diet different. We don't bulk up as much.
Right.
The more glamorous side.
Okay, we'll see more of her a little later on. This is Bernie over here. Bernie, look at Bernie's face and just imagine, put your face up a minute, just imagine Bernie with her clothes on, beautiful, very attractive. She's the area manageress of a travel company. And you take this away, look at her, show us your arms. Go on, Bernie, look, I mean, I'm not being rude when I say Rambo would be proud, am I?
That's quite a compliment.
Is that a compliment?
I think so. In the gym it is, yeah.
I mean, you're quite happy being a woman, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Just a thought. Okay, I'll come back and I'll talk to you a little bit later on. Let me go over this way. Now, this is Gay, right? Isn't
Gail.
it? Gail, sorry, this is Gail.
Get the L.
Gail is very chatty. Gail is a businesswoman. She has her own business. What do you do? Do a little...
I manufacture sportswear.
And so this is just keeping the body so you can promote what you actually do?
Yes, I go around the country promoting the sportswear and other bodybuilders, and I need to stay in shape.
Will you be getting your body? Your body isn't as muscly as Bernie's, is it?
No, well, like Tracy said before, that I train similar to Tracy.
Okay, you carry on and we'll see them in a few moments. Martin, it's all too much for me. We're going
Talk to everybody now.
Going to take some phone calls. Chris from Copgrove. Hello, Chris.
Hello, James. How are you,
Chris,
mate?
I'm okay. Right, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question to Marianne, if that's all right.
You may indeed. Yes, go on.
Hello, Marianne.
Right, she's over there, but you talk and we'll get her to answer. Go on.
Fine. I'd like to ask if you've ever been mistaken for a man, and if so, you sort of regretted taking up this
Chris,
bodybuilding.
Disappear, right. Okay, we'll get rid of him. John from Sheffield. Hello, John.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, John. Any serious questions or not?
Yeah, I'm 15 and I'm really overweight now. I'm about 6 or 7 stone overweight from the height and everything. I'm just wondering what the experts there would advise me to do about it.
Okay, he's 15. Okay, hold on for a moment, John. 15 overweight. If he went to the gym, would it do him good?
Well, I don't think really you just want to begin at the gym. The question that you really want to confront is...
Martin, because we're going to run out of time, but would it do him some good? Should he consult his doctor first of all, maybe?
I think he definitely should consult his doctor first.
Let's try John from Manchester. We've got lots of calls coming in. John from Manchester.
Good evening there, James.
Hi, John.
Yeah, I've got a question for Tracy, if I may.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a couple of photographs yesterday of Flo Griffiths joining, you know, Flo Jo.
Yeah.
And they said that she's, in about 4 years, she's developed really like Tracy. And I wondered if it aids Tracy with speed. And does it also make Tracy more attractive to the opposite sex?
Okay, well, I think you'll have to leave that to yourself and individuals to decide whether she's more attractive. But does it age you prematurely or not?
I think it can do to some degree. What we find statistically is many people who bodybuild excessively and train excessively over the years, that as they get into 40s and 50s, the whole collagen connective tissue starts to collapse.
So it could do?
It could be damaging, but again, the key is moderation.
Right, Alec from Glasgow. Hi, Alec.
Hello.
Yes, Alec, your question.
Hello, I just want to say, Tracy, for getting her body like this in the first place.
You wanted to ask, Tracy is the one we saw with the saxophone sort of being very raunchy at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
You fancy her most, do you?
No, I was just wondering why she wanted to get her body like that in the first place, but...
Well, wouldn't you fancy a woman with a body like that? Of
I would
course you would.
fancy
Go on, go away. Let's take another call. Stella from Liverpool. Hello, Stella.
Hello.
Hi, Stella.
I just want to make a point that, I mean, there's just no need for it. I mean, I think women that do all this bodybuilding look really gross.
Yeah.
And, I mean, why did he do it?
Well, we're going to find out a bit later, but do you think there's a reason? Or?
Yes, I think there is a reason, and I think it's a very good reason. I think that in the kind of society that we're living in, that bodybuilding becomes something that people can do that gives them a good feeling of self-esteem. It gives them activity to keep them out of the pubs and abusing themselves with alcohol and tobacco. And so I think it's fine. I think the problem is that people don't recognize that in society today, bodybuilding is an accepted mode of staying healthy.
Okay, Martin, good enough for the moment. Right, we're going to find out, of course, whether, particularly Bernie, because I think Bernie and Mary Ann have the biggest muscles around here, I must admit. We'll talk a little more about that later. But, of course, you can communicate, if you haven't seen the show before, by mail. And you can communicate by ordinary letters or video mail. We're going to go into a little mail just after this. Okay, welcome back. The letters from last week's series, just to give you an idea. Do you like the male bodybuilders on there as well? This is from Alan Jameson from Derby, who says, the last series was excellent, but nowhere near enough sex in it. So I hope we're starting off with this isn't a smutty programme, really. I mean, we're just looking at ladies' bodies tonight. He says, so let's have more sex. Keith Donahue from South Wirral says, James, please could you buy a proper studio, then you won't need to use the foyer. We rather like the foyer, don't we? Yeah, we like the foyer. Okay, Stuart from Glasgow says, James, when I was away on my holidays, I was witness to the most sycophantic attack upon your personality and fame yet. And he sent me a photograph, which I haven't got at the moment, but it says bimbo. Oh, you got it. Oh, let's have a look. There we are. He said bimbo, pan and pastries. It doesn't say pan and pastries. It's one of those foreign vans over there. He said, I didn't know you had a new job over in Spain. Thank you for that. Spike from Sussex. No, Spike Sussex from Exeter, actually, even further away, says, I do love the show. He says, you are a sexist bastard, but we do love you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, we'll read some more letters if we get time later. We probably won't. But this series, we thought, if you've got a video camera, and a lot of people have, if you want to send us a video, you can do that too. Just watch the screen. There we are, Wales Video Mail. So we can accept videos to play on the programme on any of these systems. VHS, Super VHS, Video 8, and you send them to that address, Video Mail, James Whale Radio Show, Yorkshire Television TV Centre, Leeds, LS3 1JS. And the sillier the better, and maybe, who knows, we could have some in the programme next week. Some more letters and some more of your phone calls a little later. We've got some faxes here. Faxes are coming through like mad, so please keep sending those in. One here from Sam, who says, I'd like to know why women have to build their bodies to feel self-confident. Hey, Bernard!
How am I?
Whoa, come and sit down.
Nice to see you.
All
Just
right.
dashed from
Where have you been?
The Aquarius Club in Chesterfield.
The Queries Club in Chesterfield?
Yes, some nice little birds in here, aren't they? Hey,
well, listen,
I might take this weight of lifting up.
What do you think?
Very nice, very
Yeah?
nice.
Yeah?
I get up every morning, punch the bag about, then she gets up, makes a cup of tea.
Bernard, is this, I mean, seriously, Bernard, okay? I mean, you're a bit of a ladies' man, I hear. Are these ladies as attractive to you as ladies perhaps with not such well-developed biceps or pectorals?
I've got a face on there, she's beautiful. Good, of course they are.
Yeah?
Nice.
It doesn't sort of make you feel that you may
see
be...
they're not fellas, can't you?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very well shaped.
You're attracted to them.
Very,
Good.
very.
I'll just get back to my facts for a moment, if that's okay.
My
Just read
pole
this.
vault that'll be when I go.
You might? I won't ask how. Anyway, as I said about the faxes, do send them in. I can't concentrate that anymore. Your motor car's outside, is it?
Yes, it is, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, we've got to keep the fax number up on the screen, and then you can send a few more faxes. That's it, 0532 421 830. So, why don't you fax us now? I saw you on that other show the other day in London. They cut part of you out, didn't they?
Ooh, you've
Were
got
you
to
a
tell
naughty?
it's like Jack and Ori, you see.
You were a naughty boy,
it's
weren't you?
Like Jack and Ori, you can't tell the stuff like you like to tell, you know what I mean? I like to tell stories like the two Irish fellas talking. One says, how long do you keep a chicken in the deep freeze? He said, about 6 months. He said, well, I put one in last night. He said it was fucking dead this morning.
Oh, Bernard!
Well, they won't let you tell that.
They won't let you tell that during the day? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Mike from Hull's on the phone. We'll take some phone calls, all right? OK, Mike, hello.
Hello, Tim.
Yes, Mike.
My girlfriend,
Yeah.
she was all into this fitness and that, and then she became pregnant and she's put on a lot of weight and she's getting depressed, you know, and things like that, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Hard luck. Right, OK. Martin from Manchester. Hello, Martin.
Hello, James. How are you?
I'm fine.
Hello.
Martin?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Martin, get on with it.
Yeah.
That's enough with Martin. Forget Martin. OK, right. Stuart from North Wales. Hello, Stuart. How are you? Yes, Stuart.
I'd just like to say that I think big women bodybuilders are gross.
You don't like the bodybuilders?
No, I mean, how would they feel if all the fellas went feminine?
That's a very good point, isn't it, actually? That's very good.
I mean, I'm not sexist. I know it's their bodies and everything, but I don't know if anyone would like to spend the night with them.
What do you think Bernard and I would look like in dresses?
Beautiful.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much indeed. Andrew from Leeds. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, James.
OK, Andrew.
I rang up at first to disagree with women bodybuilders, but after seeing them, I'm quite in favour of them.
You are?
I find them quite attractive, yes, quite firm.
Quite firm?
Yes.
Do you think they're too firm? I mean, I had a little feel, as you saw, as I walked round. I wasn't afraid to feel them. And,
yeah, I bet you did.
I did. I had a good feel, and they are very hard.
Wensley.
Wensley? Was that a joke? Get him off. OK. Stuart from Chester, have we got? Stuart's got a call for Bernard here, apparently. Stuart.
Yes, hello, Bernard.
How are you, Stu?
Very well, John. Bernard. Tell me, Bernard, do you find that it takes a large mass a long time to get going, but when it actually gets going, it takes a hell of a long time to stop?
Certainly, certainly.
Thank you very much indeed,
You've never seen a coffin shaped like that, have you, Stu?
I've got one here for you. There's a Bernard here, a Bernard fax here. It says, please say happy birthday, Maria Blanco.
Maria Blanco, happy birthday, my love.
Bernard Manning, oh boy, I'm so fat, yuck.
I've been fat for the last 40 years and it's marvellous. I've never seen the inside of hospital. Wonderful.
You haven't?
No.
Yeah.
Leonard Rossiter played squash every day, jogged every day, 47 years of age, gone. Mustn't treat your body like that.
You don't want to be any different to the way you are?
No.
OK, we'll take a break back after this.
Bow, 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 bow.
James Whale.
The James Whale Radio Show. Bow, 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 bow.
James Whale.
The James Whale Radio Show.
Right, welcome back. We're in the studio now. This is home of the programme for most of you. Keep the phone calls coming in on 0532 46 1000. Those faxes are getting very interesting. Just before we do something else, I must show you this. Sonia Jones of Stafford has sent me a fax of herself, along with her fax number and her phone number, OK, which I'll keep for a little later on. This is Sonia, by the way. Can you get hold of that or not? You see that? I think that's probably more than enough for you for that. Right. If you're an entertainer, we like some really sophisticated entertainment on this programme, and of course we don't want to have to pay big bucks for it, but at home you may have a band or some kind of act and you could send us a little video of what you do. To give you an idea from the last series, here are two very, very good new bands, OK? And we put this all under the title of Whaley's Wailers.
Tally-ho, and away we go. Tally-ho, and away we go.
Early in the morning, Commander Wingnut wakes from his night's sleep.
OK, there we are, Whaley's Wailers. If you have a video you think would entertain us all, send it to Whaley's Wailers, care of Yorkshire Television, the Television Centre, Leeds LS 31JS. And we could have a good laugh at you a little bit later on. Now, Dr. Tim Durden. Have I got it right this time, Tim?
That's right, yes.
Are you sure?
I'm completely sure.
He doesn't look old enough to be out on his own, let alone be a doctor, does he?
So it's natural health for you.
Tim is an iridologist, and he will explain for us what that is. Tim.
Could you pass us that?
Tim, of course. and handle them gently. He was going on and on in rehearsals about don't mess them up, it's all I've got left. There we are. 3 eyeballs.
Thank you very much.
Okay, right, what do you do?
Okay, well what I do is... Where should I look? Sorry.
Try a camera, Tim, it's always good. Any of them,
try for this one over
Try
there.
this one over there, that's nice.
Right, here's an eyeball.
Put that up.
What I do as an iridologist is I look at the iris of the eye, which is the coloured part of the eye, and I look for the bit that's most different throughout the whole iris. So, on this one here, you can see that over here on the
little brown spot.
The little brown spot is completely
Yeah.
different to the rest of the iris.
Okay.
And this would make me think that something's going on in that area.
Does it matter that it's a blue eye or not?
I'm going to just mention that briefly.
Yes.
With the blue eye, that tends to be the sort of European type of eye. These people tend to get more arthritis, more allergy problems.
Yeah. Any reason or not?
It's because of the sort of genetic inheritance of the
Do
blue
you
eye people.
treat the whole body after you've found out what's wrong with them just by looking at their eye, or do you just treat the eye? What do you do?
I treat the whole body. It's purely diagnostic.
Let's have a look at another eye. Let's go to a brown eye.
Right, so we have this much gungier brown eye here, which would make you think that there's something, as an iridologist, would make you think there's something much more serious going on.
But that looks like a normal eye to me. What's wrong
but
with
this is because there's if you see around the centre of the pupil,
Okay,
here, the
black bit in the
part
middle,
of the pupil, then there's quite a dark brown ring around that, and that implies that something perhaps is going on in their bowels, and it's more serious.
Okay, let's look at the last one there.
And the last one here,
two-toned eye.
That's right. This is a kind of halfway house between a brown and a blue eye, and this shows that This shows that again the bowels in this case are starting to accumulate some.
Obviously,
it's a lot of
Tim,
bowels.
a lot of your patients have got bowel problems.
They have, I'm afraid, yes.
Now, the interesting thing, of course, is that from time to time during our programmes we look at alternative medicine as well, which is why we're doing this tonight. And you have a little chart here of iridology, and every part from the most private parts to the biggest parts can be shown up on your eye. The thing is, you need glasses to be able to read that flipping chart.
I'm not going to go into all the detail, but basically on the iris chart, on the top is where the head is, on the bottom is where the feet is, round the iris is the skin, inside the iris is the guts. And the right iris covers the right side of the body, left iris covers the left side of the body.
Now, over here we've got a very fit-looking little body, who is Emma, and Emma has travelled to be with us tonight. She is Miss Lovely Legs, or Lovely...
Beautiful eyes.
Beautiful eyes. I knew I'd get to it eventually. Let's have a little look in her eyes, Tim. Okay, you have a look in the eyes. Wish I could get that close. They are big ones, aren't they? Now, if you have a little look in there, Tim, tell me what you can see, all right?
Well, basically, your irises are they're very white, they're very bright, there's no major markings.
Don't spare anything, Tim. I can tell you're just a little worried. If she's not got long to go, tell us the worst,
Well, I'm afraid there isn't anything particularly unhealthy in this eye. I was hoping that there'd be something major. But
Very watery, aren't they? I think her pupils want to leave the room.
It's probably just the time of night, I think.
Just a minute, Bernard. We'll have you looking at her eyes in a few moments. What about the other eye? Have a little look at the other eye.
Right.
Yeah? What do you think?
Well, there's some small markings at the top of the iris which indicate that there's a chance that you're quite hard on yourself, that you tend to sort of push yourself into things. And the thing that's most noticeable on this iris is that there are quite a few around the outside of the iris. There's quite a dark ring, and that implies that the skin circulation isn't too good.
I mean, all this you may push yourself. Are you not into the realms of fortune telling here, Tim, or not?
Personally, no, but there are some iridologists who have combined this with an astrological chart.
Right, we'll come back in a few moments. Let's have some music. This is great. You want to look at this. The new video from Martika, which is called More Than You Know, produced by Madonna's producer. Have a look and see if you can see any similarities at all. Okay, that's Martika and More Than You. Welcome back to the James Wales Show, live every Friday night at 1 o'clock. We'll take some more phone calls and some faxes. Apparently, I'm told the machine is all faxed up at the moment because everybody's using it, but we'll get some more in a minute. Bernie, lovely to see you. You're going to be my... I usually have a very attractive bimbo here. We change him around a little bit. Do you mind being a bimbo or not?
Well, I'll be your assistant.
Oh. Okay, so you'll be my my assistant. Are you enjoying yourself so far?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bernie, you're a very attractive lady. Can can you lean into my microphone? When you talk, you've got to get much closer and talk in like that. Is it all right if I just sort of stroke? I mean, you know, it is. You are a woman, aren't you? It's not. You're not really in drag, are you?
Oh no, this is me.
Yeah.
This is me.
One thing that I must. I'm just because I've never. You're not able to touch, are you? It's not as if you can get hands-on experience, as they say. Does it feel hard? Does it feel hard, Bernard? Excuse me. Have we got the little red whale flashing up in the corner? Because it could get pretty saucy a little bit later on. One of the things that a lot of men like about women are breasts, all right? I mean, we're talking, you know. I have noticed with the bodybuilders that you seem to sort of remove practically all the soft feminine tissue. Is that right? Come and tell me a little closer here.
Well, I'm dieting for a competition at the moment.
Yeah, poor love. Yeah.
Dreadful, hard life.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes.
I don't think that detracts from my femininity in any way.
Do your nipples disappear? Do they?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
No, not at all.
No.
And dynamite comes in small packages.
Does it? Yeah. Behave. The crew are just getting a little bit out of hand. Okay, so I mean, when you lean forward like that, it's almost like looking at a man's chest.
It's like looking down the M6.
It's like what?
It's like looking down the M6. That cleavage.
Is it?
If you're going to drown those two pups, I'll have the one with the pink nose.
Bernie, find me some more phone calls. I'll talk to you in a few moments. Tim, let's have a look in this horrible man's eyes and find something.
Just have a look at Sonia here. She's lovely, Sonia. I've got the phone number.
We've seen Sonia.
Give her a ring,
right.
mate.
Okay.
Now look in my eyes.
Right. Take it away, Tim.
Thank you.
Well, what I can see from your eyes is that there's quite a lot of white area in there, and that means that there's a tendency towards arthritis, which could be due to your diet. What's your diet like?
Plenty of hamburgers, chips, steak puddings.
This is not what I want to hear. Yes.
Well,
it's probably
I'm
why
60
you've got
years
that.
of age. I bet you don't see 60. Hey, well, 20 stone, and
have you got any health?
Well, unfortunately, you've got
no
a
problem
constitution like a horse under
yes,
there.
I have,
so,
honestly.
You're going to be one of these people who drop dead at 120.
Tim, would you see any major problems in his eyes?
Well, that's the major problem in there. Apart
Not many
from a
fellas
few...
looked in my eyes, I'll tell you, it's very nice. I feel very privileged.
Come on, Tim, fight against it.
Well, I don't want to give you a death sentence, but to me it looks like that arthritis may be a problem in some
This is
years'
interesting,
time.
Tim, because I mean, I don't think Bernard will mind, but I know that Bernard is a diabetic. Is that right, Bernard?
Yes, only slight.
Only slight diabetic. Shouldn't that have shown up in his eyes? Shouldn't you have been able, Tim, if there was something in this iridology, shouldn't you have been able to see that?
Well, I mean, the thing is that this is kind of studio conditions where I'm having 5 minutes to look at an eye. Usually it takes 20 minutes, and I'm not using a hand lens.
Yeah.
But
most fat people are diabetic, and if you lose the weight, you lose the diabetes. If you lose the weight, you see.
Okay, listen, Bernard, I'll let you both look into each other's eyes lovingly for the moment. Meantime, we'll take a break.
Now easy James Will, you are the dance. So easy James Will, you know, style and pattern. So easy James Will, you are the champion. You flash it for the people all over the land.
Are you an arachnophobic? If you are, you're frightened of these little furry things. Little spider. Now, next week's programme, we're going to look at people who have phobias. There's even a phobic society. And you could be an acrophobic. Scared of zoos. Necrophobic. Scared of dead people, of course. There are so many wonderful phobias here. If you have a phobia, perhaps you'll drop me a line and let me know. But next week's programme, we're going to be looking at people who have very serious phobias. We might find it funny. They certainly don't. Okay, now listen, if you do have a phobia, but I mean a real phobia, not a well I don't like, but something that really winds you up, drop us a line as quick as you can. There's the address, Wales Mail, care of Yorkshire Television, the Television Centre, Leeds, and let us know, and perhaps we can invite you in on the programme next week, all right? We'll take some more calls. I think Kerry is on the line from Buckinghamshire, is that right?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Kerry.
I'd like to know what your personal opinion is on the female bodybuilders.
On the female bodybuilders, Kerry, okay, well, first of all, I thought, well, pretty horrible, but when you're in close proximity with some of these ladies, Kerry, I cannot describe the feeling. Is that right, fellas?
Whoa.
That is right, Kerry. Thank you for that. Gordon from Norfolk.
Yes,
hello, Gordon.
there.
Yes, Gordon.
Is Martin still available?
Martin isn't with us at the moment, but I'm sure we can get a question to him later.
Yes,
What was
I'd
it?
like to ask Martin the reason why he's not taken up bodybuilding himself.
You mean Martin, the nutritionist who was in at the beginning?
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had his clothes off yet, you know, stay tuned. Maybe we'll get them off before the end of the programme. Jim from Berkshire. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
hello.
Hi.
Right, this female bodybuilding business, it seems pretty gross to me. I mean, if I like muscles that much, I'll go down the beach, find a rock pool and go and shag a bunch of muscles growing on a rock somewhere.
You prefer to do that?
I think I would, honestly.
Well, you enjoy yourself. You enjoy yourself, Jim. If that's your idea of good fun, fine, you enjoy yourself.
Live on the rocks. No big surprise.
I forgot you were sitting there. Do you know, it was nice and quiet. I forgot you were sitting there.
Well, you know, they're all lovely girls, Em. I can't understand anybody.
What do you think? I mean, honestly, Bernard, I mean, being faced with these girls who are incredibly strong, I mean, would you feel intimidated?
No, not at all. Marvellous.
Can we get over to Emma? Let's get a quick shot over here to Emma. Emma, you don't... Let's do that again, Emma. Smile. Yeah. That's lovely. Oh, yeah. Have you ever fancied building your body like that or not?
No, I do swimming every day.
Do you?
But not actually pumping iron.
I mean, you're not got a bikini on under there or anything you're likely to sort of show us? Or
No, not
you don't want to take anything off?
Not really.
Really? Such a shame. I mean, you know, sort of dressed up as if she was in bed most, you know, or lounging around
I was
at home.
actually in bed
You
with
were?
this last night, yes.
Oh, I see. Right, okay, we'll forget that. Right. We've got Steve from Birmingham somewhere, I think. Okay, Steve, hello.
Hi, James.
Yeah.
Hello, you baldy.
No, Steve, that's not nice. You've got to be quicker, Steve, to get me. After reading some of the stories, Steve, in the papers about me being aggressive, nasty and ignorant, you know, I was being nice tonight, Steve, but just watch it, all right? Okay. Steve, I think we got Steve again. Another Steve, is it? Or is it Malcolm? Malcolm?
Hello?
Speak to me, Malcolm!
Hello?
Yeah!
Hello? Wanker!
Fine, thank you, Malcolm. All right, we'll go to jazz a bit later on if we've got time. For the moment, thank you very much indeed. Let's have some more music. This is the new video from Hipsway, and this is terrific. You listen to this. It's called Your Love. Okay, there we are. That's Hipsway. I'm doing quick changes now. Do you like it? Tim, let's look into Tracy's eyes. Tracy, of course, was the lovely young lady who was doing all the physical jerks at the beginning of the show. She should be extra fit, shouldn't she?
Well, that's what her irises show, that overall she's got a very clean constitution with
Overall,
no major
Tim?
problems.
Overall?
But there's a sign that perhaps she's taking too much protein in the diet, maybe because of the large amounts taken, you know, during the bodybuilding.
Do you take a lot of protein?
Well, I try to.
A lot of meat?
No,
No.
stick to fish mostly. Yeah, I like fish rather than chicken.
I see. So you keep doing that. I think she looks lovely. I think she's really very nice indeed.
Yes, we are the figure. We are the more elegant side.
You're the figure.
Don't get us confused now.
With Bernie over here, who is the bodybuilding side. I like bodybuilding myself. Now, Jazz is on the phone from London. Hello, Jazz.
Hello?
Hi, Jazz. What can we do for you? Where are you? Whereabouts in London?
Penge.
Where?
Penge.
Penge?
Yes, near Bromley.
Yes, I know. Well, there we are. Somebody's got to live there. What can I do for you, Jazz?
Yeah, I'd just like to mention about the bodybuilding. I'd just like to say that it's okay in moderation. I mean, I've been doing it for 3 years. I'm all favour for it, but people shouldn't go over the top, men or women. It just looks gross.
So, you think Tracy's okay, the way Tracy builds her body?
No, that's slightly too big for my liking.
That's slightly too big as well?
Yeah, and I'd just like to briefly point out that there's no cause whatsoever for cutting people off who are making
Get out of here, Jazz. Get rid of him. Tim, should we go over and have a little look in Bernie's eyes as well, if I go over here? Now, Bernie is one of the big muscle builders, aren't you, Bernie?
Yes.
Okay. Now, have a look in her eyes and tell us what you see.
Right. What I can see there is that there's, again, sort of the personality side, is that there's you've probably got quite an outgoing kind of personality where you really get into things fast.
Yes.
And maybe drop things quite fast as well. I don't know.
Do you?
It depends.
I suppose it would depend.
Oh, yeah?
There's no answer to that one.
I think there isn't really.
I see. Okay, listen, hold on for the moment. You're all right there, are you?
I'm only concerned with what's going to win the National tomorrow. Durham Edition for your punters. Durham Edition tomorrow. Durham Edition.
Are you sure?
Second last year, it'll be first this year. Durham Edition.
All right. If you put any money on that and it loses, it's not my fault, it's his. Okay. Now, over here we've got Mary Ann and we've got Joanne, of course. Joanne is the very, very big... Your muscles aren't quite as defined, are they, as Mary Ann's here?
It's only because I'm carrying a bit more body fat.
I see. But there's not really any fat. I see, yes.
Still there.
Yeah, okay. Mary Ann, I mean, you are very powerful. Can we just tense everything up and everybody can have a look at every single pic? Don't I look a prat wearing this? Yeah, I just caught a shot of myself in the monitor. Don't I look a pillow? everything is tight, everything is firm, isn't it?
Quite correct.
Does it affect your sex life at all?
No, it
or
doesn't
not?
have a great
Turn around
sex
this way.
life.
You don't have a great sex life?
I have a great sex life.
You have?
And
Yeah.
the first thing, the chap around saying,
Yeah.
do I get mixed up as a man, for a man,
yeah.
with a small prick?
Yeah.
All men who think that there must be small pricks.
Yeah, I see. Well, they do say that about male bodybuilders, but that isn't true either,
No,
is it?
no, definitely not.
I see. Okay.
Not my bodybuilder.
You're not
male bodybuilder.
You go out with a bodybuilder too, do you?
Kevin Taylor.
Okay. Now, I reckon that I'm dressed like this, so I should be getting fit as well. So we'll hopefully see you next week, same time, same channel, and the girls are going to help me have a little bit of a workout. Isn't that right? Okay? Don't forget the letters, by the way, if you have phobias. Many thanks to all our guests tonight and to Bernard for popping in as well. And I think, of course, I shall exercise my eyes, first of all, by watching the girls doing all the business. There we are. Can you? Very nice indeed. All sorts of questions I want to ask them as well, which we're going to do now. Very nice indeed. Very good. There we are. Up, 2, 3, 4. Very, very broad ankles you have as well. Is there a chance that maybe I can sit in here and have a go with this, Tracy? You jump out. Perhaps I can have a. Tell me if I'm doing it right, Trace. Okay. Is that right? When do I breathe in? Out. How many? You count them out loud. Go on. Go on. There we are. Don't forget next week, 1 o'clock, ITV. Bye-bye.